What's going on, family? We are officially on the journey to 1 million subscribers, and my team and I are giving away $30,000 to help you pay off your consumer debt. That's right. 3E3 community members will each get $10,000 to wipe out their consumer debt. Now, do you want in? It's simple. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my email list by going to anthonyoneal.com and clicking on the Join the Community tab. That's 100% it. Check this out. At 940,000 subscribers, we're surprising one lucky person live on my show with the first $10,000, and we're going to give that person a financial makeover before paying off their debt. So, before we get to today's show, hit that subscribe button and let's hit it a million strong before my birthday, July 1st. All right? Love you all. Let's get to the show.
The rules that most of us are playing by were not written for us. And the rules that they wrote for us, they don't even follow. When we're seeing that in the political climate today, things that would be a no-fly zone where the rest of us would lose our entire jobs, our entire career, people are getting away with. And so how do you reconcile that? You know, you have to be able to decide for yourself what's the most important. My son's right here. Hi, baby. Mommy's working. You have to be able to decide for yourself what is your priority because I can guarantee you that the world is set up in a way that it's designed to tell you one thing, but the reality is something else.
Yeah.
The faster that you reconcile that, the faster you're going to be in more control over how you're living your life
Uh,
and what feels good to you.
uh.
And I think that's what more people need to prioritize.
And I think one thing that people need to prioritize, and please correct me if you think I'm dead wrong. I think oftentimes, especially within our community, we are good at dreaming. We are good at working hard.
Mhm.
I think sometimes where we fail at is the method and the strategy. So we could dream, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but then we fail at getting a solid strategy that we can follow,
That's right.
and executing that strategy. And you've bought several companies. I mean, one of the top raisers when it comes to money in this world. That didn't happen just simply because you had a dream, you had a vision, you had a method, and you talk about mastering your method.
Mhm.
Break that down in the book of how important is it to have a method and a strategy when it comes to building that financial freedom and really just building the dreams that you've been able to accomplish.
I believe everybody is the boss of their lives. And if
Hmm.
you're the real boss of your life, then you've got to have a plan. Like you have to have a strategy, you have to have a plan and be able to execute. It's not enough anymore just to have a goal or a dream or an idea. I see entrepreneurs every day that tell me, "Hey, I want your feedback on something, but you got to send an NDA." Sign an NDA, baby girl. I can guarantee you that what your idea is not that proprietary, especially not at this stage if you're talking to me.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
let's just get to it, okay? Because what really matters is the execution. What really matters is having a framework and a game plan so that when things happen, because they will, you know how to manage that. You know how to manage that effectively and push forward and not get stuck. And that's oftentimes what happens is that people get stuck and they don't know what to do next. They don't know, should I quit my job or should I stay here and work on my side hustle? Should I use my discretionary income to hire someone for my side hustle, or should I use my discretionary income so that I can have my kids stay in daycare a few more hours a week so I can have more time for myself? I mean, there's just a series of decisions that we're all making. And this book and rewriting your rules is about basically strengthening that muscle for yourself so that you can feel confident in the decisions that you make and move forward.
No, I love that. Let's give a scenario and break it down with your book. I'm gonna give you a good
Yeah.
scenario. She is 34. Her and her partner want to have a baby. They want to have a baby. And she sits down with her boss, and her boss says, "Hey, in the next 4 years, you could be a VP of the company, okay? But you can't have a baby
Mhm.
because if you have a baby, then you're going to skip out on at least 6 months to 8 months because you'll be out on maternity leave and et cetera, et cetera." And it's literally happening. And I'm curious to see if she was sitting down with you on your podcast saying, "Hey, me and my husband, we sat down. We wanna have a baby in the next 2 to 3 years. But also, I'm in a good position at my job to where I could go from making 80,000 to $150,000 of income. I can go from being a manager to a VP of a Fortune 500 company. But they're telling me I have to follow this track, and that if I have a baby,
Yeah.
it slows that track down. But we want the money. I want the title, but I also want a baby."
Look, it's a simple decision right there because having a baby is a period of time that's limited. It's not an infinite time frame.
Mhm.
So you have to prioritize what's most important to you. One of the things that I talk about often is living by these 6 pillars. And at any given point, you're prioritizing 3 of the 6. The 6 pillars are relationships, stability, freedom, money, wellness, and passions. So if your priority is family, stability, and maybe relationships with your uh or maybe it's wellness because you have to get your body right in order to get
Mhm.
there, then you're not prioritizing money. The problem in this country is that we have been taught to prioritize everything at the same time. That all 6, you've got to be doing a 10 out of 10 in every single one of those categories. And it's just not possible. And that is why everyone feels overwhelmed, overworked, burned out, and tired because they're trying to be a 10 out of 10 in every single category. You've got to be willing to put some things on maintenance modes for different seasons in your life.
What's going on, family? Hey, listen, before we get to today's show, I want to remind you all that my brand new book, Take Your Seat at the Table, is in stores wherever you buy books at. Today, man, it came out here on the 14th of January. And I just wanted to remind you that, listen, the caliber of your financial future will be determined by the decisions you made today. And one of the key decisions you need to make is to take a seat at the head of your table, at the head of your life. Stop giving people the permission to tell you what to do with your life. Remember, ownership equals freedom. When we have ownership of our lives and our decisions, that's when true freedom, financial freedom, relationship freedom, freedom, period, really happens. Listen, go to anthonyoneal.com/book, get a copy of this book. And if you buy this book here, I'm going to give you $2,000 worth of bonuses to help you fulfill your assignment and to reach your financial goals this year. Go to anthonyoneal.com/book, and let's get into today's show. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And I told her the same thing because she was like, "Hey, we're stressing about finances." And I said, "Well, what would you rather stress about, finances or not having a child? You can get the money back. Money is coming with the right strategy. You can get the money. But I would sit down and have that. If that's a part of the relationship, like you said in your 6 pillars, I would get that, and you can get the strategy for the money, for the wealth
That's right.
building, because I think there's a certain kind of there's a certain level of joy that comes from doing what you desire, not from what your boss tells you to do."
Yeah, and look, here's the thing. Yeah, maybe you guys don't have as much money as you want,
Mhm.
but like nothing is guaranteed. You're not signing a contract that they're actually going to promote you. And honestly, that manager, they may think they're doing the right thing by telling you, "Hey, these are the guardrails in which we think you can be successful." But honestly, screw that person. Like they're projecting what they think their guardrails would be if they were in your scenario. That's not necessarily a reality. But what is a reality is your ovaries.
Yep, yep, yep,
You
yep,
know, like that
yep.
is a reality. And I think these are examples of, things that society tells us we can't have. I had a baby before we were even engaged. People would have thought, everyone, "Oh, was that planned? Was that planned?" Yes, it was planned because I wanted to have a baby and not worry about my body and all these things. I wanted to do it. I knew that this was my life partner forever.
Yeah,
And like, we were ready to go.
yeah. No, that's good. And y'all, if you've been following Morgan, you can definitely see the peace and the joy that she has on her life, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that that's just the beautiful part about it. There's 6 pillars. I want to break those down one more time.
Yeah.
It's because I've passion.
Hmm.
So the world, you hear different thoughts around passion. I want to get your thoughts on this. If your passion doesn't pay you any money.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. That's what I
Okay
was going
with
to ask.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, but why are you pursuing something that doesn't bring you
Pursuing
any money?
is different than a hobby,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I encourage hobbies. Hobbies are good for creativity. Passions, your passion could be, I want to save every stray dog in Los Angeles. Fantastic, sis. Do that. Okay? That's a passion. That doesn't need to be, you don't need to work at the shelter.
Facts. There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
So you can have passions. And for some people, that fuels them. For some people, it's a non negotiable that
Uh-huh.
they are able to paint on the weekends or have a
Uh-huh.
garden or travel and work remotely. For some people, it's a non-negotiable and that's a priority for them. And they're willing to sacrifice other things so
Uh-huh.
that they can live remotely and travel to Tanzania when they want to. Great. The point is you have to make choices.
Yeah.
And then you don't get to complain about the choices that you have made. You need to be intentional about it. And I think too often people complain about the trade offs that they're making, the consequence of their trade offs. And we need to all be more intentional with the choices that we're making.